Hello and welcome to Plus One to Gaming. This week's episode is an after-session conversation we had where Mark presented some DM questions to the group. Working through this stuff is important, especially when you're learning to DM, so we thought it'd be valuable to share. We hope you take something away from it. Here we go!
So I was thinking about giving you guys the description from the book, which I didn't yet. So I was thinking about doing that, but don't know if that feels like it's just gonna drag on as an intro or something. I was also considering maybe just, well, no, I feel like it's flavor. And you might kind of need it. I don't know.
I mean, it's your game, man.
Kind of a DM question.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Here's the thing, especially for your first time, Billy even talked about wanting to do an episode about this, of like playing with a first time DM, like having people who've played for a while and then having somebody DM for the first time, like what that experience is like. Part of it's like, I don't want to give you all the answers and like tell you all the things, because like you also have to figure it out too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and there's like a fine line that you kind of want to walk between letting you have your own self-discovery and giving you fish when you should be learning to fish.
Yeah, I guess let me bring it to like a Griffin eye view of DMing. When I was listening back, I started to get nervous that I didn't know when to wait or ask for any sort of extra checks that might be interesting to you. And you guys, I think, did a good job of interjecting and being like, oh, wait a minute, I want to check on that. I just want to make sure I have, like, do you feel like you're getting information enough? I want to make sure I'm not like just going through plot points too fast, but also you feel like you're finding things out in some sort of trickle.
So I think I know what you're talking about. And for me, and I think Billy, we talked about this a little bit in the one where we were in the mansion in extraterrestrial space or whatever the fuck. Like anything I can, like a normal person can see, and like you walk into a room, like you should get a good description of the room. Because like I don't have to walk into a room and like study it to get its layout, to see the shit on the walls, like that kind of stuff. But anything that like you think, like if you were in this room and you're just in here casually, but you want to look for one thing specific, you are going to focus up and like look. So that would be me wanting to make a check. Does that make sense? It's like,
right.
I feel like the DM asking me to make a check is because something is happening to me, not me happening to the game. If I want to affect the game, I will ask for a check. If I don't, that's my fault.
Yeah.
And more than likely, I'll say, because we're kind of just in the habit of not saying, I want to make a perception check. We're in the habit of saying, like, I want to look around this room and I want to look for, things out of the woods, maybe a trap door. Is there like sign of a struggle? Like that's me basically asking, I want to do a perception check or an investigation check or whatever. But yeah, anything that like you would assume the average person would just be like, oh, there's a couch in here. Like, duh, everyone's going to see this couch. But are the pillows on backwards? Like, the average person's not going to see that if they're not looking for something. You know what I mean?
Right. And so then in that case, you would have to come up with that idea on your own and be like, I want to see if anything's out of place. And then I would be like, okay, I think that's an investigation or whatever.
Exactly. And I mean, there could be, so the hard part is, and we've done this, Chris and I played a shot that took place in Barovia, I believe. And we were actively investigating like a woman's little small, like, I don't even think it was a home. I think it was like a little caravan type home thing, like a covered wagon. And we were like looking for evidence of what happened to this person. And we're like, all right, I want to look around, and probably didn't roll good enough. And they're like, all right, I want to check the desk. I want to check to this. I want to check to that. But we didn't specifically say, I want to check the bed. and there was like dirt on the bed. We found out later, and like it was a pain in the ass because like I don't know if this was our fault or the DM's fault, but we were getting very like specific. Like, I want to look under the desk. Is there like a note tape there? All right, no. All right, okay. I want to look behind the pictures. Is there anything? But there was dirt on the bed, and like if we were doing an investigation in the room, we would have fucking noticed like tons of dirt on a bed. So there's like levels that you like. Sometimes you just have to give it to us because we're too dumb to know, or who the fuck's gonna look for dirt on a bed. But if I walk into a room and I'm doing a glance, like a thorough look through, I'm gonna notice if the bed is covered in fucking dirt.
Right.
You know? So there are levels of like you need to make that call, but a lot of it is we need to make that call, but we might be too dumb to do it or to think about it. So if it's something that's like fucking like actually legit important, prod us, poke us.
Eric, all of that was right on the nose. The other, I guess, like flip side to that is you've done an amazing job of creating a very immersive world that's more information to sift through, and it becomes more challenging as a player, which is cool in some sense to like figure out what to investigate because there's so much detail. Like, oh, kid with a severed head. Like, is that clues? Is that emaciated lizard? Is that like next to the disinterested shopkeep? Is he disinterested because like he's a secret Jedi spy, like waiting to with the lightsaber?
Yeah.
So like you have to really.
These are all very good questions.
Yeah.
No one knows because we didn't do perception checks.
Right.
I did, and I saw that it was paper mache. Yeah, but I think one of the easiest ways to do that is to think of not like where are you looking for, but like what are you looking for in that like. If you're looking for like obvious clues, you could just say, I'm looking for clues. But if you're like doing perception to see if something's off, is anybody acting weird? Or like, does anything in this room not look like, is it a little bit weird? Is anything skewed? Like, are you like, instead of saying like, I'm going to check under the bed, I'm going to check the windows. Like what are you actually looking for? Or what is the goal? Because like, if you're looking for an item and you're looking for, like you're investigating to see if anybody's acting strange or if anything looks weird. Those are two different things. And like if you're looking for an item, you know you're detail oriented, so you may not see the bigger thing. So that's kind of what I try to think of is like if you're coming in and you're like, I'm looking for secret entrances, I'm looking for something that seems weird. I'm not going to ask you, are you checking under the bed? Are you checking everything? Like because that you're going to walk around, kind of touch things, feel things. But if you're looking for like an item, you know, like especially if you know what you're looking for or something. You go through something, you're looking for items. That's how I do it. Is not where am I searching, but like what is the goal of my search?
Yeah,
like
more broad.
Yeah. Well, in this specific, I mean, Chris and I went to like a game shop and played in like an all-day event of a bunch of different like one shots, and this DM just wasn't letting us. Like, I'm investigating it. Like, they asked us to figure out what happened to this girl, so we're trying to figure it out. Like, I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for clues. Like, and he wouldn't let it be that broad. He wanted us to be like, okay, I'll look here, and like I don't remember having like a good enough brain map of the thing to like check off. Like, okay, I checked that, I checked this, I checked that, and we missed it. And then later on, he told us, "Oh, there's dirt in the bed." I was like, "Come on, man! Like this, I'm playing with you for an hour. Give me a clue. Let me
have fun."
Yeah, it was
really
a pain in my ass.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, that'll make sense.
Yeah, so it's just like some things to weigh, but ultimately, you know,
I also don't want to slow this down into like a 15 session thing by, you know, going down paths that are perhaps fun, but like lore or something that's not entirely necessary.
Yeah, and you kind of learn and feel out like where to put those bumper, you know, especially in this format that we're playing in, when to put up those little bumpers in the gutters, you know, before we fall off a cliff. In terms of the story or getting away from the story. If you're a new DM, we hope that gave you some insights you can roll into your game. Head over to +1togaming.com and subscribe for more DM resources, character building tips, and live play episodes. Join us next week as we jump back into our deep and creeping darkness Star Wars 5e adventure. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.